Okay, hey everybody, welcome to this evening's stream. This evening we're going to be starting a new sort of stream format. We're going to be basically going into a environment build, which the idea is we're going to basically not do too much in the way of gameplay, or in fact we're not going to do any gameplay. So we're going to avoid the scripting unless it's for something environmental like a moving entity or getting an animation to play on something. So it should be very, very light on the scripting. But what we're hopefully going to end up with is an environment either in this stream, or probably we'll finish it next week, I imagine, which will be something that we can then have some feedback from our art team on. So the art team will come in and will give us some pointers on things that we could do different uses of lighting and effects and world settings. So hopefully us learning from our art team, we can pass that on to everyone watching to learn alongside us. And then we'll also maybe at that point add some gameplay to it. So as we're building the environment, we'll start to sort of explore different gameplay patterns, what we can sort of think about adding to it in gameplay. So it's a little bit different to the way we've done things before. Obviously, we've always had gameplay at the forefront, but this time, we figured we'd spend a bit more time, a bit like we did with Exploding Barrels, where we're going to sort of slow things down and sort of build it as we go along, and not have too much of a plan going into it. Kind of the same thing here, but we're going to focus purely this time on building the environment. So I'm joined by Sean, Maggie, and Adam. So if you all want to say hello. Just realised I muted my mic instead of kind of unmuting you guys. So hopefully everybody still heard most of that. If not, basically we're going to set up this new game called Space Colony. If everyone wants to say hello again.
Hello again.
Oh, yeah, you're
Cool. Yeah, I basically got two buttons right next to each other, and I muted myself instead of unmuting you. So,
okay.
Hey ho. Okay, I'm going to share this game with you all.
Sounds good.
And so hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Right, Adam, Maggie, and no Mackie. Okay.
Space colony, hoy.
Space Colony. Okay, so as the name might suggest, this is going to be a sort of sci-fi themed game. So obviously we're sort of in the middle of our sci-fi season. So we're going to focus on making a sci-fi settlement sort of colony. So we've explored a few things in the past. We've had spaceships, alien worlds, kind of big mothership type things in the prop hunt game we've made. But we thought we haven't actually done too much with the actual buildings and settlements and things that you can create. So what we're going to do is we're going to create it on a sort of Mars-like planet. So that way we can recycle some of the voxels that we have, so the red rock and all that sort of stuff. Create a big sort of red planet Mars-like landscape with a sort of alien, with a colony on top of it, and probably introduce some sort of alien threats like twist to it, to kind of bit of a narrative. So if you guys wanted to just crack on with whatever it is you're planning on doing, I guess we could probably start laying out a bit of a sort of a mountainous area. And Adam, I think you were going to tackle some sort of modular tunnel bits.
Yep. So weird as this is, I'm going to be doing it above you, just so that you guys can work on the floor. If you look up, you'll see I've got another floor, and that's what I'm going to start building components on, so things like tunnels, rooms and stuff, and then we'll be able to snap those together. Might also hopefully make a useful package at the end of this where people can just snap pieces of settlement together.
Yes, I think that would be quite a nice thing to give to people. So just to show you our sort of little bit of a plan and thought process. So as we covered in our masterclass for game design a few weeks ago, it's always good to kind of have a bit of an idea going into a build, knowing roughly what sort of things you want. So in this case, I've kind of identified the key areas, like the like a food hall, kind of a main canteen type area. We're going to have tunnels connecting everything, so obviously the atmosphere would be dangerous. A generator power building, so somewhere that we kind of absorb wind or something to generate power. We're going to have a mining camp, which will kind of either be into the ground or into a mountain, make some use of some of those mining bits we have. And then, yeah, some sort of alien cave, alien threat, give us a complete kind of juxtaposition of setting. So here we can see the main setting we're kind of going for is this sort of low sun, very orange look with the sort of big buildings and then these connecting tunnels that connect everything. And then sort of this sort of very dark and green look for our sort of alien cave. So a few little things we're going to work on. As I say, it might be that in this stream that most of the focus is on kind of the white boxing of it and getting things kind of roughly spaced and to scale, and then we'll focus more in the next stream of a bit more polish perhaps, and a bit more kind of focused on lighting if we don't do too much of that today. So Adam's doing that. So yeah, what is it you Sean and Maggie, what is it you're going to get up to first, do you think?
The fundamentals of every game is to have a massive base plate to start off with.
Mr. Scoping himself.
Oh my, Sean, no. What?
Let's have a look. I'll get my drone out. Let's recon how big you've made this.
So if you look at the images of Rust provided, it needs to go on for a very long time. Can't have none that's dropping off.
It does, yeah. I think, yeah, and then some sort of like kind of big mountain ring almost. So we kind of want to have some texture to the main area. Trying to avoid it being too flat, but then yeah, that kind of big mountainous edge. We could also, I guess to some degree, if we're limited to being inside the buildings, we're not worried about keeping the players from kind of having to run to the edge. You know, most of the outside will be viewable from windows and you know, spaces almost.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a look at the world settings. That might be a good thing to dive in and just see. So we do have the desert.
Nice.
Surroundings. I guess that is sort of the right look, isn't it? I'm not really going to go for anything too.
I think the other one is quite similar, called Space.
Space,
it's kind of similar to Desert, but yeah, purpley mountains.
Yeah, I mean, what do we think? Is that too dark?
What does it look like again?
Just makes it look like rolling dunes almost.
Yeah.
Don't know, where's your reference pictures gone? Yeah, probably that mountain one's quite good
Yeah.
for matching these pictures.
Yep. And then yeah, I think the space sky dome obviously. So obviously space does kind of override the start time. It's always going to be dark. So the best thing to do, I think someone's doing it at the moment with space, is to just boost. Is it the sun? Oh, no, override. It's one of them.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pressing the override sky and make it very bright.
Yeah. I think it's override.
I'm not sure if it's one you want. You can just add a directional light manually to act as the sun.
No, this one. So kind of the width of the box doesn't help to start with, but override skylight. If you override that, then you can kind of pull in some light straight away. So even if you're working with the space sky dome. So yeah, set that skylight's intensity to 0, you'll have nothing. If you pull that up, you'll get a bit of light to play with. And then obviously you can change the color of that. So we could get that to be a sort of orangey color. Like we're pulling in that sort of orange look, and we can see
Nice,
straight away that that's like kind of really highlighting the orange color, and it's changed the color of the horizon as well to a degree. Like it's gone from that sort of dark rock, give us something a little bit more fitting. So that's quite cool. Get the asteroid belt in the sky as well, of course.
Of course.
Nice. Okay. So let's have a look at what I might start doing is kind of throwing some rough sort of buildings together. So how wide are you making these tunnels to start with?
Basically what you can see there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a tunnel piece. And then I'm going to make a tunnel cap, which is going to go at the end of either side of a tunnel to connect them to buildings. So because this is very much a square, you can attach it. You can make as many of those as you want and then put a tunnel cap on each end. A tunnel cap will then fit to some entrance into a building, into like a pod. And I'll make the pods next.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. It might be cool to get some like other tunnel pieces to have a window in somehow. I'm not sure if that would fit with the size you've gone for, but yeah, it'd just be nice to be able to, like, you know, if it's quite a long tunnel, we might want to have some ability to look out. But I wonder if you want the tunnel pieces to be slightly longer than this anyway, just so it's not made up of too many individual bits. Or maybe do a long and a short, so you've got a short one to just kind of pad gaps with.
I think I'll make it double this length so that we can have a separate window piece as well.
Yeah. Cool. I think that would be good. And then doors and things, if we wanted to add some sort of airlock door, I guess we'd just add that ourselves. Kind of, or do you want to do pieces with a door on the end here and there?
Yeah, I'll do pieces with a door, I think.
Yeah, so
I can do a cap.
Yeah.
I'll do like a tunnel cap that's just basically connects like a pod and a tunnel, and then I'll do a cap that's a door. So you can put it on the end of a tunnel or on the end of a room.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, let me write down some of these.
Yeah, cool.
So
okay. So Sean, is this you doing big triangle pointy mountains?
They're not walls.
If I just override settings, there we go. See a bit better now. So yeah, is this? I guess you're going to use these sort of big cones, almost upside down cones, as like a starting block almost. So you're not spending forever on extrude.
Yeah, extruding does take a while otherwise.
Yeah, cool. That makes some sense. Right, so that leaves jobs for me and Maggie. What I might do, Maggie, I don't know if you want to do similar, is just start looking for like all the meshes and things that we want to use, and maybe just start laying them out, because then we can get an idea of the scale and the size of them. In fact, yeah, if you start doing that, what I might do is just paint down with like a really obvious color, like blue or something, the sort of rough layout of the colony.
It's arguably my favorite part of making is white boxing.
Yeah,
you don't have to have design skills. You could be like, yeah, I'm making something that's pretty good.
You've got a blank canvas. Yeah, just start throwing paint at it. What's the best way of getting sounds to play? Like, almost like it's a jukebox. I thought it might be cool to get some music in the background.
Oh yeah, there's some good. Did you package up your jukebox?
I didn't know. No, not yet. So yeah, it's more just it's a little widget that tells you what song's currently playing. Yeah, I should do that.
How do you get jukebox going on?
Oh, I'll probably have my music turned down.
We need to get like the sound externally so we can play the space music. Although we can just do it. Hang on.
Yeah, so if I'm just going to throw a sound entity like onto the terrain. And then I think if I simulate it,
then if you turn the range off and the 3D off.
yeah, there we go. That's just going to play for a bit in the background.
Set it to loop and you're sorted.
Is there a loop option?
It should be on the entity. I
No,
might be lying though.
I think you're lying.
No. I think I'm lying, yeah. Sorry.
Lied to us. Okay, that's fine. I'll stick some more music on when this one finishes. Right, let's start painting. So you said this was... That's 20 wide. That's my tunnel.
Yeah, sorry that the tunnel might take a little while.
That's okay. That's
Just
kind of the
make sure I
point.
get these-
You know, we're not, you know, in the past, whenever we've done sort of game creation, the environment's always been like an afterthought, or it's been something that gets rushed. Like we've produced some pretty amazing things given the time we've had, but you know, I thought it'd be nice to, you know, actually get to a point where we can just take our time with stuff.
Yeah, hopefully this will be a really nice space pack for other people to use to build up their games.
Yeah. Okay, so this, let's just start off. So I guess the very center of our colony is going to be like the main hall area. So how long is the tunnel?
4 archways long.
Measure, use this measuring stick. 32, so it's 32 long, 20 wide. Yeah. Okay, so that's a tunnel piece.
How much did you say it is?
It's 32 long by 20
Yep.
wide.
That sounds like good numbers, doesn't it? It's like I planned it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a tunnel piece just about done. I'll make that a template. Actually, it needs lighting. Definitely needs lighting.
Okay. This could be one small room perhaps, so let's make a new voxel mesh. I've got this power room. Oh, I think the music just restarted. Let's pick another track. There we go. I should have thought of this before. This is actually quite a nice way to get some music on in the background.
Okay, that's a tunnel piece done. Now I'll make one with a window. And then once I make a pod, we'll be able to start actually using these to build the settlement.
Yeah. Okay, Maggie, you still there?
No.
I am.
Oh, she is. Cool. So I've just placed like a little, like a square room, called Power Room.
Let me fly over. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you wanted to start decorating this and maybe building up the walls a bit, or just start thinking about various meshes and sounds and things that would fit a sort of generator room.
Sure.
Start styling up, but this is its own voxel mesh, so it can be moved around, and anything you add to this mesh wise will just instantly become sort of part of the child of that room, so that should hopefully help. Do you think it's worth trying to make sure that there's no dead ends to this?
To the settlement.
To the settlement, yeah. Should it all loop round?
Yeah.
I think if and when we do add gameplay, that might be something that makes things a lot easier if there's no dead ends. Or at least like the main loop, there is some loop to it.
Yeah, that sounds good. No one likes
Okay.
getting lost.
I guess we'll try and keep it, at least for the tunnels and stuff, like mostly to one level. Like we don't really want to end up with kind of too much of a like network of tunnels going across multiple floors. Or do we?
Nah, stay to one floor. See you.
Boop says to make a space colony maze.
No.
I'm not sure we're going to get that one past Adam.
Adam would love to do that.
Don't like mazes.
Okay, so here. They're probably bigger than the last one. That was 60 by 60. So let's go for like double size. Is that too big? It's always nice. One of the benefits of Crayta is having the characters in the editor, because you can get like a good sense of scale sort of straight away. So if this is a room, how big is this room? That's probably all right, isn't it? Okay, so orange will be like the main sort of food hall congregation area. Guess Adam has to get kicked off the team.
Wait, what? Oh.
Boop.
I didn't realise you were reading a message. I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
Okay, I've made a tunnel with windows, but it doesn't have a light. I'm not sure how to add a light to it.
Have a look.
Actually, copy that from there.
Yeah, these are quite cool. Yeah, it looks good the way that the sort of golden arch comes to the top of the window like that. I guess you've had to sink the window into the sort of building a little bit.
I have a bit, yeah. These
Yeah.
are a little bit messy underneath, but that's kind of okay because the point is that they will
Oh yeah.
be raised up. Well,
Yeah.
okay, they were also voxel colliding.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I've just noticed you've done like the pipe across the bottom as well. That works really nicely.
Yeah, it's to try and like close off the window a little bit better. Because
Yeah.
if you look, this window's kind of too deep for the tunnel.
Right, yeah.
So if you use that pipe work there, it makes it look like it finishes it rather than if I take some away. You can see it just sort of merges into the floor, looks a bit weird there.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. No, the pipe's cool. That's good. Good shout. It's a nice way to like just make them slightly unique.
I mean, it's still space mesh, so
Still space mesh.
still valid.
Nice. Dry
Right.
in chat saying hi guys, just passing on my congratulate to you, or you all with, but just passing by to congratulate you all with the great work on Crayta. Not a great
Aw.
ability to read, but yeah, no, thank you. That's always nice to hear.
Does that work? Okay, so the next thing I'll make will be like a room, basically a pod. And then we'll be able to create structures. So
Yes.
don't worry, we're
So
getting there.
when you say a pod, like a pod for,
It'll be like a general purpose pod. So then you can use it to, it'll be like empty, basically, just like an empty room. So you can add stuff into it.
okay, because
If
we've
you look at
started
your-
doing a couple of rooms down, like the power room down here. That's going to start filling in.
Oh, okay.
Because I
Yeah,
feel
that's fine.
because some of the rooms might be quite bespoke, but then like
Yeah.
I think a pod room might be handy for like little side kind of storage cupboards or little bunks and stuff like that. So
Yeah, it'll also act as a corner piece for
yeah,
the tunnels. So
yeah,
you can just
that'd be good.
jam 3 tunnels in and then put a cap on another side. I think it'll be quite a useful thing. Anyway, so that's the tunnel with a window made. I'll template that.
Very nice.
So if you guys want to start placing some tunnels, you can.
Okay, I will. I'm just going to try and finish the general layout. I think I've got an idea in my head how it will come together, and then, yeah, I'll start filling out the tunnels. Okay, so then I'm thinking like a T-junction across the bottom here, another room here that connects to the power room like that, and then another room over here. And then I need to think about the mining area. So I'm wondering, Sean, if it'd be cool to have like a mountain quite close.
You got to walk for your mining. No, fine. I'll have a mine nearby.
I'm just chucking one in for a rough.
So that things are of equal proportions, I'm going to make the pod 32 by 32 as well, so it's the same length as a tunnel piece. Which should mean it's quite easy to snap stuff together and it all lines up.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Now the difficult part is actually making it.
What have I done there? Whoops.
So what are you working on, Russ?
So I'm just trying to think about this mining area. It's probably going to be along here somewhere. I've just thrown a couple of little cone mountains down. Let's think 80 by 80. Right. Something like that.
Hope you don't mind, Russ. I'm just pasting the reference images you were using into Discord for people who are watching and want to see them a bit easier.
Oh yeah, go for it. Might make some sense. Yeah, I guess I could position them somewhere on screen, but it's already quite a busy interface.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go for it. That's a good job. Ah, cool. So these are the hyperdrives as the engine. They look good.
Yeah.
We can get those to animate as well, so they'll start spinning, which might look quite cool.
Awesome.
I'm thinking of using 2 of those back to back as like a huge drill or something as well.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
That'd look quite cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we go for it?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably start kit bashing out some mining camp stuff. So mining camp, power room, mess hall. What was the other game? So the other area. Alien cave. Oh, that was the 3. If anyone in chat has any ideas of the sort of thing you'd expect a sort of alien or a Martian colony to have in their base, as they we've got food. I guess we need some sort of like bunk sleeping arrangements. I think that would be cool. Right, what I might start doing is, so you've got these templates, have we had them for the tunnels?
For the tunnels, yeah. Working on the pod now.
Cool. Let's start throwing these down. Hey, look at that, it fits on my plan and everything.
Very nice.
Although we might need to paint out the blue at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I just realised a problem with them. No.
Oh, no, Adam.
No.
No. Okay,
What have you done?
bin them. I need
And
to
then start again. There is some Z fighting, if that's what you're
Yes.
talking about. Yeah, okay. I guess I'll just keep going with them, and then you
yeah,
can.
no, keep going. I can change the template.
Yeah.
The Z fighting just being on the arch pieces.
Yeah.
Like,
So, where's your drone? Yeah. So it's like these bits here.
Yeah. I'm fixing that.
Cool.
Okay, don't scream when they all disappear.
I
Oh
can't
no,
guarantee.
they've all disappeared.
I make no promises.
Ah,
I think one thing we are going to have to be careful with in this is keeping an eye on our entity count.
Yeah, I mean these look like they're quite a lot, but they also make up a big area, so we shouldn't be pushing it too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely valid.
This is starting to look quite cool already. Have a little rundown.
Okay, so that's the non-tunnel one fixed. Sorry, the non-window one fixed. Well, the one with windows is easier because I took out most of those parts.
handy. Pass Adam, saving today already.
So with the kind of this crossroads I've got here, Adam, what would be the best thing to do in the middle? Is that what the pod might
That's
fit
what a pod
as?
will be for.
Cool, gotcha.
It's got to be a 32 by 32 area, ideally. But yeah, we'll find out how big it is. What have you got here? Oh yeah, so make sure the tunnels don't exactly connect up to it.
Okay.
Like it's the length of a tunnel. is
Oh, I
its
see. They're going to
down
be.
length.
Okay, cool.
So you might want to shift the engine room thing out a bit, or maybe shift the crossroads along a little bit. Either of those solutions.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Okay. I feel like my little blueprint's already going to go out the window soon, but it's a rough guide.
It's serving a purpose.
Let's do with it too. So that's the size of a pod. Okay, so let's stick a pod down.
I mean, I could template the pod now, so you can use it, and then I'll just keep working on it, if that would help.
I mean, it might help, but I've also just done a 32 by 32 red square, which probably serves the same purpose.
Okay, sure. Oh, Slater Burns late. Banned.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We can't be friends anymore.
It's not good enough.
Too busy invading in the hub or something, probably.
Yeah.
What time is it? I know. We've got 25 minutes.
Come on, little wall piece. You want to go in there?
Look at this. Like playing with Lego.
Only it's virtual, so you can like save it and make copies of it and stuff.
And not stand on it.
And not stand on it.
Which
might be the number one benefit.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be Crayta's USP.
It's like Lego that doesn't hurt you.
Weather. Oh.
Oh no, I just realised I'm leaving loads of gaps. Okay, so here's a slight problem, Adam, potentially with the tunnels.
There better not be.
Is the gold arches go sort of overhang the floor? So if I want to attach two bits of tunnel together, there's gonna be Zed fighting at some point.
The idea is that the arches would line up exactly, so that you don't actually see any Zed fighting, even though they're kind of on top of each other.
This might be an issue with connecting windows to non-windows then.
Oh, where are you?
So,
where's the window piece?
So if you come down to where me and Maggie are stood.
Where are your characters? Here you are. Yeah. They're supposed to overhang so that you take the... Which tunnel piece is this? This one. You should just smush them together like that. Yeah, that's fine inside.
Oh, I see. So the meshes are going to sit on top of each other still?
Yeah. If you want, you can delete the end arch of each one, but I found it was just... It's probably just easier to leave it on.
Probably something to think about if we start getting to an entity cap. There might be some quick wins there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll be fine. Cool.
The pod is coming together. It's going to take a little bit of time for me to figure out how the hell I'm going to do these corners and stuff.
That's fine.
I love stepping on Lego.
let me guess. Let me guess. That was Boop. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Boop.
Of course.
Who else?
Who else?
Right. Let's get another floor here ready. I always do that. I always type into the search bar when I want to create a new voxel mesh instead of typing. So I type the name of the one I want to create into the search bar for some reason.
That won't work.
It won't work.
As the UX person, I say don't do that.
Please don't.
So it's perfectly solid UX. It's just me.
Yeah, user error. So I found an unintentional hack with the smooth tool, which I hardly ever use. and just trying to light it up properly. If you whiz yourself over to this mountain range, I've got a big spotlight on.
Yes. 1 sec.
What does this smooth tool do here?
So if you make like this overhang, in fact, I'm just going to show. I'm going to do another one over here.
Over where? Oh, here. Okay.
So angry.
Where?
So if you make like a proper overhang going on, so like this cliff facey bit, and then because what I believe the smooth tool does is the area which you press a brush on, it tries to get normalized or tries to get the like middle point or something. So if you do it on an overhang and an underhang, it sort of makes these cool like stalagmite and stalactite formations.
Oh, that is cool. That's
Cool. Right,
unexpected.
sorry, I'm here now.
Oh wow, that is cool.
So where this later is, you can see like the smooth tool can make stalagmites and stalactites sort of natural looking.
So let me try this. So you're using the smooth tool, and your brush is catching the under and overhang.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it could be quite useful when you're doing the inside of the caves.
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, there we are. See, that's another reason we do these streams is, we take the time to better appreciate ways we can learn the tools. Okay, so there's a main hall there as well, Maggie, which is kind of like a food hall / meeting space. So there should be tons of things you can add there, like sort of all the little kind of canteen stuff, tables, packs of food. Oh, we need a science lab.
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory in space.
I mean, what are they doing here if they're not doing science?
Exactly.
It's not really a holiday destination, is it? Or is it?
Maybe
Beautiful dead vistas of Mars.
It was sold as a holiday experience.
Surprise!
Surprise, you're now a scientist.
Surprise science.
Okay.
Domes made out of squares are interesting. But I'm persevering.
Well, like biodomes.
No, like dome-shaped domes.
Oh.
Like this pod, if you come and look up on the extra bit of floor where I'm making pods.
Oh, I see.
Ooh. It looks like the lid of a McFlurry.
That's what I was going for.
That's like the first thing I thought. Yeah, the like the little plastic bit.
Yeah, got it in one.
Oh, we've got a suggestion from AJC. Needs a launch/landing pad.
Oh, good shout. Didn't
Yeah.
Ed's got that lander that he made? Maybe we can pinch that off him. I'm sure he'd be happy for us to showcase his little moon lander.
Yeah, he would probably.
Oh, the one that's famous of the news item.
Of the news item, yeah. Right, science lab. Science / like food growing, I guess. All those space potatoes that people have got to grow.
That's it.
Like
Do
in
your
the
science
market.
where you eat.
Are you renaming these in the world tree?
Renaming what? Sorry.
Wherever the areas are.
So there's main hall is one.
Let's see, main hall.
So that's like on the sort of orange base. Can't really see much of the orange now, but it's the kind of the big white square next to
Yep,
where the
see
power was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will need a space pizza shop. Russ, I'll let you make the call.
Base pizza.
Like Planet Pizza.
I was going to say, is that the one from Toy Story?
Yeah.
I feel like we need to do it now.
Well, what else are Colin's going to eat? Space potatoes.
Base pizza and chips. I don't know. Maggie's in charge of food.
Space meat.
Space. Oh no.
Sounds like a
Unidentified.
space update to Crayta cooking.
The space meat update.
I just realised I didn't make that a voxel mesh. Good job, I can extract it after the fact.
Domes are really hard.
Surprising, just like make out of voxels.
No, this will look better. And only use 100 times the entities.
Yeah, when the frame rate starts dipping,
Only.
it'll be like 100% Adam's roof fault.
Let's have a quick look. So,
But it looks nice.
quick performance check. We're at 16% of our entities, so we're well under, so we're good. For now.
Easy.
Yeah, but it's 15% of that roof.
Yeah. Probably time I might change the music up a bit. I feel like it's looped several times now.
That's really
Okay.
That's a good choice.
We have a great dome that no
Go
one
for this
can
one.
complain about. Unless you're someone who likes oxygen in space, in which case you can complain because there's massive holes that I can't work out how to fill.
Oh, that's a
Adam
very
in charge.
interesting shape you've left yourself in the corner to try and.
It's really difficult.
Huh.
Sean, could you make us a bit of UI that that sculpts around that, like CSS widget, like patching? I'm sure that will perform brilliantly.
That's definitely not a good way to do this.
Don't talk about totally performant.
Okay, I've got a window in, almost, that may work. Yeah, so a top tip for basically any game engine where you're building stuff, making domes and shapes like that is quite hard. I'm not sure what the tip was.
I was going to
That's a
say.
terrible tip.
I'm waiting for the tip.
That was it.
So your tip was basically don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do it. Don't even try. Do try, because there's some awkward shapes in the bridge in both space games that I've worked on actually. The sci-fi prop hunt world has some really awkward shapes on the bridge that I used the monorail pieces for, and then the sci-fi asset showcase has quite an awkward shape on the bridge where I used some thrusters, but really weird angles. In fact, an important tip is to always make sure your stuff is symmetrical if you want it to be. Like if it's a space thing, it should always be symmetrical.
Should it though? You could annoy space architects by not doing that.
Sure, but like a spaceship or something. I mean, not every spaceship has to be symmetrical, obviously. The Millennium Falcon being a good example.
That's the first one I went to in my head. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's all over the place.
Right, I will get there with this. In fact, I'm going to use the thrusters. The thrusters are actually really good pieces to fill in gaps.
There you go. I filled it in. The other three.
No,
I was joking
Still-
about the UI, by the way.
Still air. No, he hasn't.
Okay.
Still air gaps. Our troops will die if we don't get this right.
Are we invading this planet?
Yeah,
sure.
that sounded.
Sounded pretty hostile.
Are we?
Are we the baddies?
Are we? Okay, mining camp.
Okay, that thruster is a pretty good fit,
Is it airtight though?
but it's not airtight.
I
It's
feel like
actually pretty good.
this might be a good start for now. We can always stick stuff on towards the end, but we've got the four kind of core buildings: so mining, science, food, and power, and then some sort of connecting corridors. So I'm going to keep getting the tunnels together, and then I might start having a look at the mining camp. One thing I was thinking is, I guess we wouldn't have much in the way of kind of, I guess we've got these generating power to a degree, but maybe we could have some sort of solar farm, because we've got the big solar panel voxels. So I wonder if someone wants to make like big kind of solar catchers that are somehow pumped into the what's it room? The power room. That might look quite cool. Yeah, you know, solar panel catchers catching those rays of sun.
Pretty standard thing, sure. Don't know what's weird about that.
Yeah. Developer
would be weird, Sean.
would be cool if we could create new mesh assets by kit bashing pieces of existing meshes together, similar to a template, but allowing the removal of unneeded vertices. So I think, yeah, that'd be one way. I know at some point on the road plan, it's probably a little way off at the moment, but sort of the importing of custom meshes is always something that we've obviously had our eye on, that we'd really like to be able to add to Crayta. So I think that would kind of be the solution instead of that sort of kit bash approach. That is an interesting thought, though. You know, kind of creating a permanent version. I'm not sure it would have too much of an impact on performance. You know, as you say, you could kind of just use a template there, and I think removing the vertices would have obviously some say, but I don't know how much of an impact it would have. Cool. So I'm thinking the cave will be like around here, and we'll almost have like an airlock system here that lets people out onto the surface.
Okay.
I think that's probably a good way to go.
Sounds good.
So one thing, Maggie, you asked me earlier about what the name of the colony would be. Was it the name? Yeah. So and we sort of said no idea, but maybe let's chat. Let's let chat decide. So if anyone in chat has an idea of a good Mars space colony name, then yeah, do let us know.
Except Boop.
Except Boop. Yeah.
Wow.
Savage. Right. How's your pod coming along?
We're getting there.
Ah, I see you've
That's what I can say.
plugged it with thrusters. Yeah, it works. There's still
Yeah,
a tiny little gap, but
yeah, but I'll deal with that once this is a template and once we've got some bigger stuff out of the way. So pure white lighting is quite nice for the space stuff if you want it to look clean.
what if we put a little window, sorry, like the space window on the top of this?
It has a window.
Oh, it does? Okay.
It's just you can't really tell.
Can't
from the
really
inside,
tell.
but
What if you like lowered it so it's just sat inside the mesh slightly? I guess it might spoil the
now you can
nice soft look. Oh, I see. Yeah, now I can tell. I wonder.
Yeah, I can try and if I bring it down.
Yeah, like
Bring
that.
it down to there.
Kind of spoils that nice look.
I think we'll leave it as it is. I
Yeah.
think it kind of works. It completes it nicely on the top as well. It makes a really nice pattern.
Yeah.
Like if I get rid of it, you don't. Oh, you pretty much have the same pattern, but whatever.
No, that looks
Just
cool.
enhances it. Okay, so I'll template that, and then we can make nice tunnels and things.
I like the little back and forth between Slaterburn and Boop. It's like Boop said Slaterburnville, and Slaterburn said Boopalicious. like using each other. Right.
Right. So do you want to place in one of these pods then?
Yeah, is that a template now?
Make those tunnels. Yeah, that's ready. Settlement pod.
Okay. Click.
Just don't look at the entity count, and we'll probably be all right. Ah, that does work.
Just where
You got to admit that looks cool.
something, I guess, slightly. Yeah, it's probably me that's put things slightly out of place, but nice. Uh-oh, Zed fighting.
Yeah, it must be you that's put stuff out of place. Hang on, I need to fix this for you.
Haven't really put the tunnels and things into like any logical order in the world tree. I'm not quite sure the best way to arrange those.
Oh, wait, yeah, you haven't given enough width.
These are some nice tunnels.
They are pretty
okay,
cool.
I don't think it's quite a 32 by 32.
What, your pod?
No, the pod is, because I made
Okay.
the floor that. I think the area you left for it isn't quite. But it's
Yeah,
alright, we
might
can
not
make
be.
adjustments.
Yeah, so which tunnel's this? If we just shift one more. Wait, I'm sure there's like less than half a. Oh wait, I know. Do I just need to? 5. Okay, so that's lined up now. But I've had to move it on 0.5 to get the voxels to line up. Which shouldn't be the case, should it? So I've moved this window tunnel by 0.5. So now you can see there's like the seam on the floor with the voxels. But the archways have got that tiny bit of lead fighting. It's not the end of the world, but...
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, those archways would be a little bit chunkier actually. Because of the way I laid this one out.
Cool.
But yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'll have to think about what to do with that. But you can't really tell unless you actually go and look straight at it.
No, that's fine. As long as that makes sense to you. That's
yeah,
fine,
that makes sense.
Yeah, cool. This sounds like great. I can imagine, like, once we drop the lighting, the sort of ambient lighting, we can start to really play with some really kind of cool atmospheric things.
Like that. Whoa.
What are all these locators on the floor? Or I guess what are those entities?
Are they groups and groups and groups?
There's lots of groups.
It's group. Gotcha.
Which will be like the archways. Each one of those is grouped. Adds to the entity count a tiny bit, but also quite helpful for organizing.
Yeah. And just like those kind of minor readjustments and things that you've got to make.
Okay, so now what I was going to make is like a cap piece that can go in the end of one of these doorways to basically seal it off. So it can be a cap for a pod or go on the end of a tunnel just to make it a dead end.
Yeah, this is starting to look really cool. Good job on these tunnels.
Yeah, like I said, they take time, but it'll be worth it in the end.
Right. Okay, so mining camp. Let's finally try and get to this bit. So I'm thinking it's going to have like an area of like lockers and things and suits kind of over here, and then mining equipment one side, and then a bit of a outside area over here. So have a look, see what we've got. I know we've got some good stuff. There's the coring drill. Makes sense. Lockers. Try and create a fact. Yeah, maybe instead of a tunnel here, I'll create like an actual airlock with airlock doors.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot we got these like massive settlement pieces, haven't we? Like the really big walls.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they can make up a good chunk of like some wall areas. White boxes for now. So again, white boxing is really kind of important part of just getting your layout correct, and rather than trying to make the finished product straight away, the nice way of kind of making sure you've got things laid out properly, you've got the right sort of scale for things.
Okay, so I think I've done a cap. It's a super simple piece, but could be quite useful.
Yes, have a look.
Test it.
Is that have you templated it?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, take one of these window tunnels that you've made and replace it with a pod, but then put a cap on either end of the pod.
Okay.
Yeah, weird how the pod seems to go onto half voxels.
What was in its actual mesh dimensions?
Like, I don't know, when you place it down. Oh, because it's a child of a locator.
Right.
It goes onto like half voxels, which is a little bit confusing, but there we go.
Cool.
So now, if I drop in a cap,
I'll chuck one down as well. Is that what you? Yeah, that's what you're thinking.
Yep. That lines up. So
Sweet.
Pretty simple piece, but it just fills it in.
Looks so like comfy. Everything just looks so fluffy
Yeah, it's
and
all
like
padded.
yeah. Cool. Okay, so we could do another pod on this end.
Cool. That's actually looking like a real settlement now.
Yeah, and that sounds really good.
If there was such a thing as like a real settlement on Mars.
Yeah, this is starting to look like really like one of those fake things that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Haven't you seen that documentary, The Martian?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Space potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Really
sound
good
really
documentary.
unappetizing.
I'm sure they're amazing if you've been stranded on Mars and you finally get to grow them.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna just adjust the cap piece very slightly.
That eroded land is technically a crater created crater. That's a very good point.
And
Oh, wow, harsh. Okay, let's have a quick entity check. 24%. Yeah, we're still fine. We're cruising.
Yeah, easy.
The tunnels will be the I say that actually we still need to fill the rooms with stuff, but the tunnels will kind of take up most of the count, I imagine.
Really?
They're not awful.
They're not, or I mean, the pods aren't great, but no, they look good. They kind of need to. They need this to look this good. Oh. Then I want a cap. This music is so chill.
Right. And it's eerie as hell.
Yeah, I'm listening to it the whole time, then I keep remembering it's there. Let's have a quick switch for something new, I think.
Oh gosh.
There we go. Headphone warning.
I'm just adjusting the cap, so wherever you've used one, you may need to also adjust it a little tiny bit. It's not going to be much.
Say that again. So you're making a change that we're going to have to adjust the ones we've placed.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Just see what that does. Yeah, just make sure the black bar at the bottom of it lines up against the floor.
Yeah, I think I've been doing that. So not in the floor, but like against the floor sort of thing.
Yeah.
Have you got a cap up at the top as your like
Hang on.
showcase piece?
Yeah, it doesn't quite work with the tunnels. Grr. Difficult piece. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just undo those changes.
Bam, that Control Z.
Don't worry about the caps. They're fine as they are. Okay, right, let me improve the dome pieces now. Pods even.
So developers saying shad rumor. Pronunciation TBD, but basically that's
yeah.
SH of Sean, AD of Adam, RU of Russ, and MA of Maggie. Shadruma. The Shadruma colony.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't be too enthusiastic, Adam.
so defeated. Right.
Guess this is what it's come to.
Okay, so we've got a slight lining up issue here.
No, don't complain about my settlement pieces. They're
No,
great.
no, no. It's just the way I've got it. So I might tell you what. Let's just make the room bigger. Fix all the problems. I'm just going to move the corner piece here, Maggie.
Sorry, what was that?
So
I'll get out the way. And
I've just made
watch.
it. I've just made the mess hall slightly larger. We've got an issue with the tunnel.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear
Oh,
that?
issue with the tunnel. What? No, I must have blanked it out.
There's an issue with the placement of the tunnel. Like it's nothing wrong with the tunnel
Okay.
itself.
Good. Because there shouldn't be.
Mad Rush.
It sounds pretty good.
MAADRUSH. Mad Rush. The Mad Rush Connolly.
I like that.
I like it. Let's go with it.
Can we build it like giant voxel letters so it's like Hollywood style in the mountains?
That'd be like the ultimate human thing to do. Like, colonize another planet, and then the first thing we want to do is just put our name massive in the rocks for us to look at.
Who is that suggested that?
So that Mad Rush was Yogerin.
Well done.
Probably plenty of boxes. Yeah, I keep getting distracted, but yeah, back to my my mining
More
camp.
boxes.
Oh yeah, have a go at this like huge drill as well.
Top tip for using the space pack: pipes are great for covering up areas of Zed fighting.
Hey, that was actually a tip that time as well.
That was actually a tip,
Impressive.
but I've just used it on the settlement because the settlement wall pieces, like the big squishy looking squares, obviously they're a bit wobbly, and where they meet the floor on my cap, there's gaps where you can see that the voxels below them are Zed fighting with voxels on the tunnel or pod that they're connected to. So I've added a pipe so you can't see there.
Nice.
And now it looks dandy. Now I need to go and find all the caps and push them in slightly. The caps should only stick out of the pods by like one voxel to look their best.
Okay. Good
Don't
luck
worry,
with that.
I'm doing it now, but
Oh, I see. Is it a sideways drill or a downwards drill?
So it's. I'm thinking it's
If you do
gonna.
sideways down, I thought it was a bit made his main range bigger, which I can just do.
So it's basically going to be drilling like forwards.
Okay, big old mountain range coming up then.
If Sean's not doing a wall, he's doing mountains.
Yeah.
Just kind of the same, isn't it? Really?
No, mountains and not walls.
Okay.
Very explicitly.
Yes. I do more. I contribute more to these streams than just building walls and blockers.
Ooh, is this the drill? The giant like landing foot thing?
Yeah.
With 2 generators.
So I'm thinking. Of doing something with these wings.
Right. I know there's not that many pieces to it, but I think that might be enough to publish as a package. The settlement pieces.
I think so. Let us know in chat if there is something that you'd like to see made available of now.
Yeah. I'll just make sure I fill in those little air gaps so that our astronaut people don't die.
Very important.
Mm.
The drill.
10 out of 10.
So a volleyball would plug the gap. No.
I mean, I'd rather volleyball than dead.
Well, yeah.
Volleyball or death. This sounds quite extreme.
Oh, those cargo containers for space work quite nicely for just filling a big area quickly.
Yeah. So whether we just have another room that's storage room, could be quite a creepy atmospheric room. Well, we'll probably think about wrapping this up in the next 10 minutes or so. But let us know in chat if you sort of enjoyed this sort of slightly more chilled, laid back development stream. As I say, similar to the game creation we did before, but obviously we're just kind of focusing on just building cool environments.
I think there's definitely a lot further that this environment could go. In terms of the detailing and stuff, we've sort of blocked out quite a big thing.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot more that can be done on a smaller scale.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, next time we can kind of focus more on getting the rooms finished out. And then with that, we can kind of have a bit of a light, sort of a lighting pass and effects and that sort of thing. What do you think to the drill?
Look. That's a mean looking drill.
And then this front bit will spin around.
Oh, nice.
Hang on, where's this? Where?
That's cool.
Oh, nice. I like how it's got a solar panel, so like any little sparks or anything is picking up all that light energy.
Yeah, the
Self-powered machine.
it's the light catcher at the front.
Oh yeah, the light catcher, sorry. What did I say? I feel like I made up some weird word that's definitely not a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll get some animation on these hyperdrives and get that front spinning, but that would look like quite a cool little bit of kit. So that's the fun, and I think this sci-fi pack is especially kind of good for it. It's just throwing stuff together. Makes it look really cool. So Raf's saying, how you guys so good at mashing things up together and turn them into other things. The drill head just wow. So I mean, it's just, I guess it's just spending time with the assets and just playing with it. I was thinking of doing something up at the front like that, and I was going to use, I can't remember what I was going to use, but then just flicking through, I just saw these wings, and actually, yeah, these look like quite cool, like pieces of a drill head. So yeah, just went with it. So a lot of it is just experimenting, spending time with the assets, and sort of coming to understand how things can come together. Maybe add some wheels to the drill, or is it a walking drill? It's kind of like a hopping drill. It's got like this one
Hopping.
foot. It's like it hops around. It kind of looks like a huge pistol of some sort. So yeah, I should probably could kit bash some more bits to it. But
Oh yeah, I wonder how stable it is. It's a bit front heavy.
well, so that's what I'll put these pipes down for, is like a tripod. But I guess once you retract the tripod, it probably just tips forward. I feel like we need to use the cannon in some place as well. Like, I haven't seen
yeah.
many people make use of the huge
It's the
rail
most
gun.
efficient form of drilling, surely, just shooting the mountain.
Yeah. Oh, the base. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
That's
The thing that's designed for a giant front heavy looking thing.
okay. That's there. We go.
Ah yeah, there you go. That looks more structurally sound.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Sweet. Okay, I might move the airlock along a bit. I feel like it's cramping it up a bit.
Okay, so I've managed to plug up the corner, but it wasn't easy.
How many more meshes have you introduced just to plug
Only
the
8
corner?
in the whole thing.
Okay, I'll come and have a look.
That's not too bad.
Cool. Have a look. Have you pushed that?
But,
Oh, what's going on here? Oh,
hey.
there was just
Ignore.
some bits floating around.
Don't know. Ignore.
Ignore. Okay.
That one worked. Oh wait, I think I moved rather than rotated. I did. Okay, yeah, now the corners are plugged.
Yeah. And we're not going to die of oxygen
Nope.
or lack thereof.
And if we go look at the pods, they still look good.
Cool. And you've done some lighting here, so I'm wondering, should we just spend a couple of minutes before we wrap this up just playing with the world settings a bit and having a look,
Yeah, sure.
see what we can do. If you're still working on stuff and you want light, Maggie or Sean, just set your override settings to ignore what we're doing.
In fact, what I'm going to do now is publish that stuff as a package.
Yeah, go for it.
Create new package
Oh,
called... What?
I just turned off my. I don't know if you guys have had this the whole time, but I had my settings overridden in World.
Oh,
So
really?
I've just turned it back on now, and it looks so cool.
Yeah, all the red
Oh.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah, you
quite
shouldn't
a,
have
quite a
had that.
nice. Well, it's quite a nice reveal.
Yeah. I just saw it on the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's really cool. That's the right sort of colours and vibe I think we're going for.
So you've been going around for ages thinking, oh, the lighting's all wrong.
Well, I knew it
What
was
are they
all a
doing?
bit. I knew it was all a bit off, but that was kind of the point. Awesome.
What causes all of those entity icons to neatly arrange in a line like that? Is it because they're grouped?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those locators are just all at like the 0 Y position, I think, in the tunnels, and it's just they're just the parents of groups like the archways and stuff.
Yeah, so if I look here at structure arch, that's this, and we can see there. So that's like the group entity of all those. Okay, whoops.
I was about to press create on the package, and it's going to publish it with like weird arches.
Yeah,
Okay,
my
don't
bad.
move anything.
Yeah, it's all back to
Create.
normal. But yeah, so
All
that's just all these archways lined up nicely.
Okay,
Cool.
there we go.
I think that's done it. So let's check community tab.
Is out.
So what was that called?
Space settlement parts, and I will write up a thing for it.
Space
tomorrow.
settlement pods. Yep, a set of pieces that allows you to quickly build a space settlement. So that's in the store now, or in the community tab. So if everyone watching did want to go ahead and start designing their own settlement areas, just one thing to consider: they are. I know that they're not too bad, but they will come with a slightly heavy entity count. So just bear that in mind.
Slightly.
It's not too bad. But we're at 33%, so I think that's pretty good. And we've got a good chunk of base made. I think comparing this to some of those screenshots that we kind of referenced off, it's actually looking really good.
Yeah,
I don't mean to sound so surprised, but it's So like, we look at this.
Give this some life. Not that face full of fog.
That though. Talk about horror game. That looks pretty. So you're going to change that? Yeah, I'm going to say make that like an orange.
So yeah, if you come down to more floor level.
Yeah. So I'm just
outside the settlement.
I'm just sitting above this over here.
That does look properly spooky.
That's looking cool. So yeah, if we just look at that and then we sort of go across, so we can see we've got the we're kind of really getting there with the sort of aesthetic of the white buildings, with the red rock, and yeah, that's definitely getting there. It's cool. Okay, all right. Well, I think we'll probably leave that there for this week. So that's some pretty good progress. So next week, I think what we'll do is we'll kind of focus on getting these rooms finished off. Throw some things in there, fill them out a little bit, and then we'll have a look at getting a bit more kind of lighting in there and things set up properly. I think that we're in a good place to have this finished next week, so that's pretty good. Cool. Okay, so thanks Adam, Sean and Maggie. I'll let you guys go home and enjoy the rest of your evenings now. So thanks for joining in once again.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Okay, let's check I've muted the right mics. I have. Okay, so thanks everybody for joining. So hopefully that's been an enjoyable stream. A little bit different to sort of formats we've done before, but the idea is we want to spend a bit more time with environment building to hopefully showcase some tips and tricks and just kind of bring you along for the journeys we try and explore, how we can put things like a space settlement together. So if you did enjoy that, do let us know in the comments, and obviously like the video so we can always come back and see what you thought, and let us know in chat right now if you enjoyed it. So it'd be really good to get that instant feedback. Do make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube as well. So obviously we have a whole ton of videos already on the channel for you to go through, as well as all the kind of streams coming up. So make sure you subscribe and set up your notifications to get notified as when we're live next, which will be Thursday. We're going to be back with quite an exciting stream. We've got some sort of exciting gameplay stuff to show off to you. So do make sure you come back and find out more about that then. Join us on Discord. We're available at discord.gg/Crayta. It's a really good place to keep in touch with us devs. We're pretty active. We do a lot of engagement with the community on Discord. We've got all sorts of channels for asking for help, looking for players, looking for other creators, discussing leaderboards. If you found yourselves at the top of a particularly good game and top of the leaderboard, then do share a screenshot of that in the leaderboards channel. Speaking of leaderboards, obviously our sci-fi hub event is still going, so it's getting pretty high scores there up at the top, and I've seen we're seeing a little bit of movement here and there. So if you are sort of looking to push, then do make sure you keep getting into those hourly invasions and really push the scores as high as we can get them. And then finally, do make sure you also join us on Twitter and Instagram. We're available on those platforms at Crayta Game. So all that's left to say is I hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you back here on Thursday with some pretty exciting gameplay news. So see you later.